What's up, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're talking full body workouts, what they are, the science behind them, and how to design your own. Now, this video has been a long time coming, so if you are excited for this, hit that thumbs up, and make sure you click that subscribe button. Let's get on with this video. So I touched on this in my updated workout routine video, which if you haven't seen that yet, I will link down below. But in short, full body workouts involve doing a combination of compound movements where you're hitting every major muscle group every single workout. This as compared to a body part split where you're focusing on training a single muscle group 1 to 2 times per week, then allowing that muscle group to rest and recover until you repeat that cycle the following week. The logic behind body part workouts is that you hit a single body part 1 to 2 times per week hard. Think chest day, leg day, arm day, all of these are in reference to what would traditionally be part of a body part split. These workouts will usually start with heavier compound exercises. Then as you fatigue throughout the workout, you'll move into some isolation exercises to fully fatigue your muscles. Now, as part of these workouts, people will usually include intensity techniques like supersets, finishers, or training to failure. And they'll make the argument that by training in this way, this allows them to achieve a better pump, that motor unit recruitment increases as you progress throughout a set. And so naturally, these people think they should do a lot of sets and reps. And the bro logic of no pain, no gain fits in there somewhere as well, probably in reference to the fact that this style of training tends to create more muscle damage and soreness. Whereas the logic for full body workouts goes that you train your entire body generally 2 to 4 times per week. And assuming that you're doing the same total number of exercises per workout, you actually end up doing less exercises per body part per workout because you have to fit all body parts into one workout. And it's with these types of workouts that you'll actually see people staying away from isolation exercises, training to failure, or trying to destroy their body every time they go into the gym. The reason for this is because they argue that by doing heavier compound exercises, they're creating more mechanical loading, which is more important than motor recruitment when it comes to muscle building. They'll also argue that by not training to failure or trying to destroy your body every time you go in the gym, you'll be able to train more frequently, and as a result, providing more frequent muscle building signal to your body, which over time may amount to more muscle growth. There are pros and cons when it comes to each style of training when it comes to muscle growth. If you want to find people viciously defending each side of that battlefield, do a quick old Google search. You will find a myriad of results. I encourage you, if you want to argue, go to those forums. I have listed my references below, and the reason that I personally made the switch to including more full body training in my whole fitness approach is because I wanted to experience less crippling soreness overall. You know, isn't that feeling when you can't walk after a leg day? I wanted to spend less days in the gym, more time living my life, and I wanted to develop a more balanced physique overall. I've been training this way for just under a year now, and I love it. I love the challenge. I love that it's different from how I started my fitness journey. I love the effects it's had on my body. I dig it, okay? It may be for you, it may not be for you, but if you can relate to any of those points, if you're like, hey, might be time to mix things up, try it out, okay? That's why we're gonna talk about how to design your own full body workout routine. First things first, we have to decide how many workouts you wanna do per week, as well as how many exercises you wanna do per workout. So for most people coming off of a body part split, I recommend starting with 4 full body workouts per week. Reason being that this will probably still be less than you're currently training, but it's not so infrequent that you feel like you've completely fallen off and you're just loafing around, not even doing fitness anymore. As for the number of exercises per workout, I like to start with 5 to 7, but the specific number of workouts you're doing per week or the specific number of exercises per workout, those numbers don't matter as much as the fact that you're maintaining about the same number of total reps and sets per body part per week. Next, we need to pick our exercises. So because each individual muscle group is getting less attention per full body workout, we need to be efficient here. So the first thing I recommend doing is removing any isolation exercises, any movements that you're not really feeling, that you've never really felt, that you're just not digging, and instead replace them with compound movements. While these compound movements aren't isolating these smaller muscle groups, they're still hitting them just in a more efficient way. I design my workouts around the basic compound lifts, then select variations to keep it fun as I go. The workout I'm going to take you through today will have 5 exercises alternating between upper and lower body. That way, if you're tight on time, you can just superset the upper and lower body exercises so that you can move through your workout faster without fatiguing or compromising your strength on the next set. First up, we've got the barbell back squat. Now, I hated this exercise for a really long time, and I'm not gonna lie, there are days that I still don't look forward to it because it is hard. But this movement does make up the foundation for many other leg exercises, and I've also found squats to be incredibly helpful for developing better core and knee control, especially as I've taken up running. If you're just getting started, you may want to try the box squat variation. All you have to do is grab a bench or a box that's just below your knee height. Then before you grab the barbell, figure out about how far in front you need to position your feet to be able to sit on the box at the bottom of the squat. I love this variation because it removes the worry of getting stuck at the bottom, and it teaches you how to properly engage your glutes by sitting back at your hips as you lower, then leaning forward at your hips to raise back up. If you're more advanced, I recommend adding single leg variations like the barbell split squat into your routine. I had not done these in a long time outside of the rack, and yeah, I almost fell over. It was really tough.
Yeah, I hate those.
Next, we've got the wide grip pull down. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started doing this exercise was initiating the movement by bending at my elbows. And of course, I would feel this completely in my biceps, and I'd struggle to actually feel it in my back or lat muscles. So instead, what I learned I should do is to initiate the movement by pulling my shoulders down and back. Then only once my shoulders were locked into position should you continue to pull down by bending at the elbows. This allows you to strengthen your upper back and rear delt muscles while also improving the lat contraction at the bottom. If you're just getting started, I recommend using the lever pull down machine. I like this because it helps to guide that correct shoulder movement, and it also locks your upper body more in place, which forces you to use the correct muscles rather than just swinging your upper body and using momentum to pull the weight down. Whereas if you're more advanced, I recommend adding more pull-up variations into your routine. Something a lot of people don't realize is that most pull-down variations keep your core and lower body locked in place, either by that little pad that you put over your knees or like your feet are just on the ground, right? Whereas with the pull-up, you're forced to maintain tension throughout your entire core and lower body because they're just hanging below you. So I recommend starting with either a machine-assisted pull-up like this one or a Smith machine pull-up as you work to build up your strength. Next, we have the barbell sumo deadlift. Now, I like the sumo variation, but if strength is your goal, as it should be with full body workouts, I recommend choosing the variation that's most comfortable for you to lift heavy with. Whether that's sumo, Romanian, or something else, I know that everybody has their own limitations, so pick the one that you like best. If you're just getting started, I recommend trying a kettlebell or dumbbell Romanian deadlift like this. I like this variation because it removes the worry of scraping your shins or balancing an entire barbell, and instead it lets you keep the weight between your legs and closer to your center of gravity. Without the worry of scraping your shins, you can focus more on sitting back at your hips and letting the weight lower as a result of this, rather than being fixated on the weight and worrying about where it is at all times of the movement. Whereas if you're more advanced, a variation I have been loving lately is the split stance dumbbell deadlift. I recently started experimenting with this, different grips, different weights, and I found that either this dumbbell variation or a low cable variation seem to get the best stretch. It looks weird now, but it follows basically the same hip movement as a Romanian deadlift, just with a staggered stance. Next, we have the barbell overhead press. You can do this seated or standing, but I prefer the standing variation for the increased core engagement as well as overall difficulty. If you're just getting started, I recommend trying a lever machine shoulder press. I like this machine because there's no worry of smoking yourself in the face with the barbell, and so instead you can focus on maintaining good posture as well as experimenting with different elbow positions to find the one that allows for the best shoulder engagement for you. Whereas if you're more advanced, I highly recommend trying the Smith machine shoulder press. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know. I love this exercise. I keep posting it because I keep doing it. And a lot of people are quick to talk down on the Smith machine, but try this out. Starting with just the bar, keep your elbows about 45 degrees to your body, and focus on leaning into the machine as you raise with each rep. Your entire upper back and shoulders will thank you. Trust me, comment down below if you're gonna try this because I love this exercise so much. Finally, we have the barbell hip thrust. My love, my life. One of the most common complaints I hear about this exercise, other than it looking like you're humping the air, is that people feel it in their quads, not their glutes. So if you're experiencing this, I recommend trying to lower the bench. If you don't have a lower bench, swap for a box or one of those adjustable aerobic steps. Most commercial gyms I've been to have these. You might just have to go into the group exercise room to find them. If you're just starting out or don't have a hip thrust pad, try the banded hip thrust. I like this variation because there's no bar pain and it forces you to squeeze your glutes in order to complete the top end of the range of motion. Here I've used the pegs on my squat rack to secure the band, but you can also set this up with a single bench or 2 heavy dumbbells. If you're more advanced and want to mix things up, try the B stance hip thrust. Now this exercise I'm still working to perfect, but I like it because I feel more confident loading it with a barbell than I do a single leg hip thrust. And so I'm able to progressively overload a single side rather than just doing bodyweight single leg hip thrust to failure. That's all for today, but I'm curious to see if any of you are actually going to try full body workouts because I was very, very apprehensive when I first heard about them. I'm like, oh, that's for like other people, but not me. I could never see myself doing that. And here we are almost a year later. So if you're going to give these a try, if you're going to at least try out the workout from today's video, definitely let me know in the comments section down below. Otherwise, make sure you hit that thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and I hope to see you in the next video.
Come on, you got this. Come on. 19, 20. Oh, you did it. Wow. Oh my God. Keep going. 20. Come on, 24, 25, 37. Nice.